Hey kids, wait, that's not my line.
Hey, you wanna hear a story?
Have you ever stopped to think about when humanity started needing calculators? I know perfectly that no, but the story is interesting. Since ancient times, we have always needed to count things, and it was relatively simple when the numbers were small, but over time, tools to help with calculations became necessary. This story starts with the abacus. The oldest record of an abacus dates back from Mesopotamia over 4,000 years ago, but it was in China where it was perfected more than 3,000 years ago with the swan pan design. And then an extremely rare phenomenon occurred. The abacus appeared in different parts of the world almost simultaneously during this era. It is difficult to pinpoint exactly when, especially since different abacuses from that time had different ways of being used, but the most common is reading from left to right. If the bits are at the middle, they represent a quantity of 1 or 5, and if they're blue, you should see a doctor. My theory is that a time traveler arrived, gave them the abacus to make calculations, and then went off to do something even more important, like, I don't know, showing the Egyptians an episode of The Simpsons. Later, in 1617, John Napier presented another method, a series of roots that made it easier to multiply numbers called Napier's bones. It was basically a multiplication table divided in many parts. Why this way exactly? Simple. If you add the numbers at the diagonals that are formed, you get the exact multiplications for multi-digit numbers. For example, if you wanted to multiply 3134 by 7, you will arrange the roots in order, do the addition, and multiplication complete. Over time, something more practical than moving roots was needed. Something that worked more efficiently for additions and subtractions. And this led to the creation of mechanical calculators, with many prototypes and attempts, but as always, everything ends up with the IRS. Since Blaise Pascal designed one in 1642 to help his father with his calculations as a tax collector for Normandy. It was a box with 6 circles connected to each other, each with 10 divisions from 0 to 9. If you turn one a full rotation, the next one will move one division. So all you needed to do was turn the wheel in one direction or the other to add or subtract the amounts you wanted. And in 1673, Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz improved Pascal's model, adding the ability to multiply and divide. From this point, I'm gonna skip some couple hundred years of designs as the focus shifted to making the machine smaller and easier to use, but really aside from that there wasn't a significant change until the appearance of electronic machines. Here's when everything went crazy, and we went from having significant advancements every 30 years to one every weekend. There were some items from the late 40s and early 50s that weren't very efficient. You probably heard of Mark I, the electronic computer, not exactly a calculator, from Harvard that took 3 to 5 seconds per calculations. Or how could we forget when IBM launched a commercial calculator, the IBM 603, which was the size of several wardrobes and cost $80,000, the equivalent of roughly 900,000 of today. After many such items, in 1961, Bell Punch Company manufactured the first desktop calculator, Anita. It wasn't around with those calculations in a notebook, although later on it took up the wall desk. This started a fierce competition over who could create something better, leading to a ton of models from various companies that keep adding more and more functions. After that, in 1972, Hewlett-Packard released the HP-35, the first portable scientific calculator. A total revolution for engineers and scientists. It was amazing. And then Texas Instruments popularized graphing and programmable calculators in the 80s and 90s, especially for students. Over time, calculators became part of the daily life, they were integrated into phones, and today you have incredible apps that help you solve almost any problem. And that brings me to the sponsor of this video, absolutely no one. Press the like button, or I don't know, tell me something that you liked of this video, something that I can improve, or something that you would like to see in a future video. For now, I'll just stick with this. It's genuinely incredible how we went from calculating with stones to doing it instantly and conveniently in such a short time, all to overcome our limitations and how we continue doing so today. Hey! I want you to subscribe to this channel, give me a great like, and have a beautiful day.